We are strolling out to the Annapolis Yacht Club Wednesday night race 2 of Series 1. I'm Ashley Love from T2P, and behind the camera we have Bruce Nairn, who might be chiming in tonight. If this is the first one you're seeing, let me catch you up a little bit. The first one we had a blow up, and the second week we had a blowout. Lots of wind. Tonight we have a little less. So let's see how these leaders do. We've got Etchells, Candide, Far 30, Ramrod, J30, Cannonball, and in Perf 1, Monkey Dust. The majority of the fleet is out here now, so we'll see if those second place voters can find their way to the top. They've combined a few starts here. A0 is in there, the J35s are in there, and the Far 30s are in there. And there's a stack up at the pin because it is definitely a little farther to the left right now. Blockade Runner is the first to tack out. This is Bruce and Taryn's boat, but they are out of town, so their crew is taking over for the night.
They tacked out, was bounced out.
Here's Ian Gordon and Chessie Racing, the new Far 280 design. Emerson Smith, who usually sails on this boat, is actually in Dubai right now, overseeing the design work on the hull number 2.
Isn't this the boat that won Charleston Race Week in the Perf class?
It is, and it looks like they're winning this race too. The second start is for the rest of the Perf classes. QA2 with Greg Lyons driving, Norman Olson's boat. They won all 3 series last year, and they won the first race. So far, they're winning this race too.
Doing fairly well, I'd say.
Third start is for the J105. More and more boats are opting to port tack the fleet. It's a risky move. It worked for Breakaway.
Ashley, it doesn't make any sense to stay on starboard tack off the starting line.
Yeah, Doghouse got a little pushed out here by Bat 4. Mirage snuck out. They finished second at the nude, and they're looking for retribution. A long, lonely line for the J70s, a much smaller fleet. That gave Derecho and Sprit all the room they needed to protect this fleet. Nice move, guys.
So Ashley, what happened to all these guys down here?
Yeah, all the room in the world wasn't quite enough room for these guys.
They got closed out at the pin? I didn't see it.
Well, at least they're at the favored end. Maybe a little late, but they're here.
They're on the right tack. Port tack, folks. It's a port tack Wednesday night.
It was also the start for the J80s, who let the 70s just take all the room they wanted.
Intimidation.
The starting long is a football field long, but there is about 2 boat lengths worth of space that everybody wants to get.
There's a shark feed right there at the pin.
Oh, 317 there at the end had full speed all the way up from under a minute. That's how they won that.
It's getting lighter.
Ed Holt on Eduardo Especial, and John Sherwood was that boat that won the pin. It's just a parade now to the first mark. Well, it was a parade to the first turning mark, and it's not too much different on this one. Stray Dog, Charles GP42. They were the first ones around. Kevin McNeil Seabiscuit and Rod Javen's Ramrod. They met right at the top here, and who had the better set? Looks like Ramrod.
Man, those boats look a lot smaller than I remember.
Yeah, this par 30 fleet sure is growing. Bar 280 here is keeping up with the big boys. They've got a lot less hull in the water, but still fast upwind.
I think you get your shoes wet sailing upwind on that thing.
Psychadoo is leading their class as well. Bow chick ready on the bow. Go, 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 guys. The last par 30 coming in here, getting ready for their one big maneuver of the whole night. If they ace it, they can make up some ground. David Moss and the White Boat leading the charge here in the J30s. This is their first Wednesday night because they skipped out on that first one. Probably a smart call because their boat's intact. And Cannonball, they did come out that first day. They were one of the few who did. Around second. Starboard port. Oh, that was close. Oh, they gotta stay up. They don't have rights. They don't have rights. Contact.
So Ashley, I think he had him pretty much dead to rights on port starboard, didn't he?
He definitely did. That port tack boat had to keep clear of starboard after he completed his tack, and then was pretty late on getting that kite up. You still got to race the race.
So what's the new rules on the penalties? An added penalty? You don't do circles anymore, right?
You don't do circles anymore. They'll have to take 20%. They have their protest flag out too, so maybe it could go to the room if there was damage. So this is pretty rare for a Wednesday night race. The short course has made the boats that started last get into the dock first. This is Lin Jin leading the Alberg 30s. And the parade continues. The long downwind leg back to the Nun. The whole fleet out here on a beautiful Wednesday night. First J70 is here before the breeze totally shuts off. School's out. They are also going to keep their kite flying all the way into the dock. Henry Filter's Wild Child up there in the background. They had a rough start, but I guess they made it all up. Coming into the bay, Candide, a Cal 25, is running into the Herrschaft 12.5. That is a beautiful black paint job for Raven. Timothy Bloomfield on Whitecap might have the move here in the Cal 25. They saw that the breeze was going forward and put their jib up.
Can you sneak through there?
I think they can. Candide's still with their kite, and it's not giving them the speed they need.
Da-da-da-da. He's through.
He's got it. When all the kites come together, a lot can change. There's wind shadows everywhere, but school's out, just rocked out. They won the J70 class tonight, hands down. And Whitecap with the jib going up move. They'll solidify their first this week. And we have Ramrod and Lingen. They'll cross together, but they each win their respective classes in the FAR 30s and Alberg 30s. One of my favorite sights on Annapolis Yacht Club Wednesday night race is when all of the boats come in under Spinnaker. And there they are doing it. And thank you, Annapolis Yacht Club Race Committee, for letting us see 5 class winners all cross the finish line around the same time. Amazing. For T2P TV, I'm Ashley Love. Catch you next week. Races.